Heyo and welcome guys. If there's anybody out there, we're just doing some console programming today, just kind of brushing up on some skills. It's been a while. I wanted to get back into playing around with this stuff. So basically I've made a simple console program with a few different options in here right now. I can see my game selection screen, or I can learn how to type. Hit COM, help, or command for this menu here. I can print a random quote, and then I have my games. So far I only have tic-tac-toe here. And we'll run through this real quick. Oh, it crashed because I typed 33 instead of 3. Let's take care of that real quick. That's one of the problems I was having with the tic-tac-toe game. So we need to parse the input of what whoever's turn it is putting in there. Right now it is selecting, so I can only put in one integer number, and when I put in anything that is more than that, I get an error. So let's see here. I'm in the right class. Let's find. That's a bunch of stuff I don't need right now. Yeah, and like I said, no ultimate goals here today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. If you have any suggestions, I'm open to those too. Definitely, I always like to check out other people's ideas and get their input. So, not computer turn. Oh wait, I think it's okay. Game input. So, right here, basically, I'm checking to see if. Hang on one second. Alright, no, I got dropped there for a second. We should be back up and going here in a second. Okay, so this is basically what I was looking for. This is at my game input. I'm basically checking to see whose turn it is here, and then I'm checking to see if I already input. Okay, so this is the method that takes my two integers. So there's probably a couple different ways to do this. This is actually getting called by another method here. So actually get rid of that, because that was from before. I had both of these two different turns here. Let's check this out. So I'm basically grabbing the grid number XY. If it's equal to 1, I am basically setting it here. So 3, 0. Nope, that's computer's turn. That's not where I want to be. Okay, this is where I'm having the issue, right here. So right now I'm converting it to an int, and then I'm using that int to pass into game input. So since I only have 3 rows, these are 1-digit numbers. Let's make another method for if I punch in 2 numbers. This method is only going to take one int, and that is going to be column, and that's because if I make the mistake of hitting 2 numbers, it's probably going to be that first time. So let's generate this. It's going to look exactly like the other method we're using here. So we'll take this, copy it, and basically we're overloading this method by changing this into just 1 here. So, and in this case, I'm going to need to take column and parse it into 2 separate numbers, because yeah, if I only have one int, just trying to think of the best way to do this. So let's see. let's do this. Well, that's even easier. Alright. In this case, we're putting it back, and then we can do now I'm just being a smart aleck. That's a poor choice of variable there, but it don't really matter. So it's actually not a method. So in this case, it's going to be index equals start index is, so basically I only need to get these two numbers. I don't really need the length. Convert oh, I still have an error down here. That's simple. Alright, so let's try it out. We're gonna just basically undo all of that crap that we just did. So let's stop this. I'm gonna get rid of this whole method. try this a different way. It's the most beautiful part about coding. If you don't like it, just get rid of it. Do it again. So I just had an idea that I think will work better, but I guess it depends. Alright, so let's... Midway after we exit the game to get back to restarting the console. Oops. So... winner. Well, what's up, folks? I'm losing my voice a little bit, so I'm not talking too much, but let's see if this works now. Oh, you can't see that, yeah. Bring it over here, duh. Would you like to play again? No. No pointer exception. Okay, so fine. We'll do it this way. Don't need to pass anything through. There. In fact, that's okay. Let's see what happens here. And we'll try it again. Let's see what other quotes there are. Only a few. Illustrated by how many times it'll play the same one. But there are different ones, so let's do. No. Alright, that works. We're back to the main menu. Okay, so I have this list. This is random lines. Basically, I have a static instance of this in here, and it runs in my run startup sys. I'm loading a list full of lines. This is basically where it gets those quotes. So if anybody wants to see a quote, I'm not really making a game. I'm just kind of messing around with code and taking suggestions, ideas, things like that. That was tic-tac-toe. I am going to add some more games to this little console app that I'm doing. Right now, though, I need quotes to add to the quote generator for when we open this little console app. So let's try. I'm sick of seeing the same thing over and over again. Alright, that should be enough just to keep busy. Basically, we can take a look at this little method here. What's in here? Basically, this is basically counting the number of lines, grabbing a random line, and returning that. So then in my main program, when I type in wait input, main menu, check, that's my game menu input, and main menu input, when I type quote, it uses that instance, that R line instance, to grab a line and pull it in, and it returns whatever random string I get. So we can try this out again and check out some of those new strings as they pop up. Just for shits and giggles, it's a little bit of fun. I like to keep up on my coding skills. I'm really tired right now, guys, sorry. And I'm a little bit rusty. I've been doing a lot of 3D printing, things like that. If you'd like to check out 3D printing and you don't know much about it, definitely do that. If you're here for the 3D printing, coding is a very valuable tool to have in the 3D printing realm. So I am the walrus. Let's see what else we got. I like bacon. There's blows. Yeah, so cool. Also, this is in my main menu input. So if I type something random and it doesn't understand, it just says I don't understand. So if it's not listed in the specific commands, it'll do that, because otherwise it'll just drop out. So here are the commands that I have so far. If I type play, games, or game, it brings up the game menu. You saw that game a little bit earlier. It was just tic-tac-toe. Hit the number to play it, and we can play. Computer is not very good. Would you like to play again? I could type yes, yeah, or hit the Y button. I'm just going to hit no. Anything else you hit other than yes or the Y button will kick you back out. So then it's going to give us back to the main menu and a little quote here. So this is the first simple little application I put in here, and that reminds me, let's stop this. Let's go up in here, and we have a games menu. How about an applications menu? Because I think we'll do a little calculation real quickly. I'm basically copying and pasting a lot of this, because it's a lot of it's going to be the same. So I'm just kind of doing a little commenting, trying to keep track of things. I'm not using any of these strings because they're not going to do anything for me. So we're going to change. We don't want anything to happen there. And so, apps menu. Okay. Okay, so we need to add a command in here, else if for the apps. Display apps menu. And I don't have that yet, so I'm going to have to make it. It's going to be similar to this, so let's see. Display apps menu. Calculator and apps menu. Okay, so everything should be buttoned up there. Display command. Apps. I know there's a few more commands I put in there. I don't really need to list them all. Brings up app menu. Okay, let's try this out. See if we have everything where we need it. Alright, so we now have the option to type apps or app, and it brings up the calculator. Now if I hit 1 in this situation, it drops me out because I don't have anything handling that. So what we need to do is create a... Actually, I need to get rid of this before it screws me up. Don't worry, there's nothing in that. Okay, so right click. No. Add new item. Calculator. Alright, so we have this. And we're going to need a constructor that'll allow me to make my own calculator in here. Get rid of that because we're not using it. Public static calculator. We'll just call it calc. There we have it. Okay, so that should about do it for that part. So, like I said, I know I'm losing my voice, guys. I'm sorry. Let me take a drink here, see if that helps a little. Alright. Yes, that's a little bit better. Okay. So, now, in order to build my calculator out, I have to... when creating a new calculator, we're going to go in here, and when we do that, it's going to call this method public calculator. This is actually a constructor. It's basically what's going to allow me to build this calculator. I don't have anything coming into it. It's just empty right now. But the first thing I want to do is run a method to actually print something. So let's do calc welcome. Then we have to make that method. So we're going to make this a private void calc welcome. And console dot write line. That's not what I meant. Write line. And okay. End quote there. And now again, if I open this and I run the calculator welcome class, or excuse me, if I open a calculator and then I run this method, it's going to write this line, and then since it's not doing anything after, it's going to drop right out. So console dot read line. This will tell it to wait until it gets input before doing anything. At that point, once I input, since it doesn't have anywhere to go, it is still going to kick us out, but this will at least allow this to show. So let's go back in here. We have to set our apps menu. Okay, check apps menu input. If string equals 1, calc, or calculator, start, okay. Then this is an exit string that'll bring us back to the main menu. If we type exit, escape, main menu, main or menu, I should actually put X in there too. But that is going to be good enough to open our calculator here. So let's try it out. Oh, we got an error somewhere, so I forgot I got rid of that. Okay. Now we should be able to go. Alright, welcome to the calculator app. Now the next thing we want to do is get rid of this here. So when we open our calculator, first thing we want to do is clear the console. If I could learn how to type today. Then we will print. Alright, and then we're going to go for another method for parsing the input of what we put in. So let's start with private void calc input. Actually, we're going to change this to a string, and string C string equals calc input. This is going to get us the return from this method here. and that is actually going to, let's see. String numbers equals console.readLine. So we're still telling it to wait for input. Basically, we're telling it we want to get back a string, and then we're going to return. So, okay. So this is basically saying what I'm going to get out of this string. So now we have this string C string. That is our calc input. Now we need to parse it. So parse C string. And C string. Private void C string. Okay, so now if I were to type something into the calculator such as 1 plus 1, it would concatenate that into a string. And basically, I'm passing that string into this to parse it in order to separate the ones from the pluses, if you understand what I'm saying. So this is basically going to differentiate the different numbers and the different operators that are included in that string. So in order to do that, I need to identify those operators, identify where they are placed within that string, what position they're at, and then I need to get substrings of that string and create basically a string array containing each of my numbers and operators in the proper order. So that's going to take a little bit of typing, and it's not very fun to watch. So I'm definitely going to keep going here, but for right now, I think I am going to pause this video. I will be back on in about an hour. I got the kids tonight, so we are getting ready to do dinner here, and then I shall return. But please, please, please leave a like, and I would be very, very happy to see you in the continuation of this video.